went on an epic 12-day road trip through Austria and Bavaria with my friend Natalie, and we spent our first day in the beautiful town of Salzburg. While famous for Mozart's birthplace and the setting of The Sound of Music, Salzburg is so much more than its claims to fame. Even in 24 hours, it was clear that Salzburg was not just another big European city. Salzburg was rich in both history and charm, its city center a UNESCO World Heritage Site with stunning views around every corner. In this video, I'll take you through 7 things we did in order, from savoring delicious Austrian food to hiking above the city walls, and even experiencing a Mozart-dedicated classical concert. Whether you're planning your own Salzburg adventure or just want some simple travel inspiration, you've come to the right place. So sit back and relax. This is your travel guide to Salzburg, Austria. After an 8-hour flight, we arrived in Munich, Germany around 7 in the morning. We picked up our rental car from Europcar, stocked up on some snacks, and then drove 2 hours to reach the first destination of our 12-day road trip, Salzburg, Austria. If you'll be arriving by car like us, then the first order of business is to find parking. The problem is that parking is extremely limited in Salzburg, since the city center is quite compact. But don't fret, you can use one of 4 park and ride zones scattered throughout the city, where you simply park your car first and then take public transportation to reach the city center. The park and ride zone I recommend is this one here, the Salzburg Exhibition Center, or Messezentrum Salzburg. Your ticket will not only cover your parking space, but also all public transportation you take during the day. It's a great deal, and you can reference this website here for all the information you'll need. If you do have any questions though, feel free to leave me a comment. Number 1. Mirabell Gardens. After you park your car at the exhibition center, take a short bus ride to Mirabell Gardens. The Mirabell Palace and Gardens was constructed in the year 1607 and currently houses the mayor's office. The gardens are also known for its appearance in The Sound of Music, specifically during the Do-Re-Mi musical number. Now, I'm not really a Sound of Music guy, so that didn't really matter much to me, but I am a sucker for a good view, and the gardens had plenty of those. We'll be returning to these gardens a little later in the day for something special, so stay tuned. Number 2, Aldstadt. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Aldstadt, also known as the Old Town or Historic City Center, is the main area to do all of your sightseeing. As we were limited in time, we didn't cover everything, but I will highlight a few of the things we did manage to see. First, to reach the Old Town from Mirabell Gardens, you'll walk across the Lovelock Bridge, or Marco Feingoldsteg. I was not traveling with my loved one, sorry Natalie, so I did not seal my love with the lock, but the bridge offers a picturesque glance of the Salzach River with a castle overlooking the city and is definitely romantic. Once we entered the Old Town, I was instantly enamored by its charm. In one plaza, we came across a group of musicians just sitting around, drinking some beers and playing music. It was a delight to watch as people danced along. Here are some other things to see in the main streets of the Old Town. Mozartplatz. In this plaza, you can see Mozart's statue, which was erected in 1848, 50 years after his death. Salzburg Cathedral. It was built in the year 774 and is where Mozart was baptized. You can take a guided tour at a small fee. Sfera. It's this random golden ball weighing 3.5 tons in the middle of Capitolplatz. There's also a bunch of souvenir shops here, which is where I bought a magnet for my growing magnet collection. Number 3, Restaurant Stiegl-Keller. There are several great restaurants in Salzburg, and the one I recommend is Stiegl-Keller. Salzburg is actually the beer capital of Austria with 11 breweries in the city. We did not have time to go to a brewery, but we did the next best thing, eat lunch at a brewery-affiliated restaurant. And Stiegl is the largest privately owned beer company in all of Austria. At the end of the day, what's important is that the food is really good. In fact, my friend Natalie claimed it was the best plate of food she had during our entire 12-day trip. she ordered goulash, which is a traditional Austrian beef stew and was served with some bread dumplings. I also highly recommend sitting outside because you'll get to enjoy a fantastic view of the city. Overall, if you want good food, good beer, good views, good atmosphere, then Stiegl-Keller should be on your list. Number 4. Hohensalzburg Fortress. This is the castle that resides at the very top of Salzburg and can be seen everywhere in the city. If you want 360-degree panoramic views of the city and beyond, then this is a must-do attraction. And in fact, it's the largest fully preserved castle in Central Europe. To get there, you can either walk or take a funicular called the Festungsbahn. We took the funicular, which was conveniently next to the restaurant. No need to reserve tickets in advance, you just buy them there and up you go. For information on pricing, you can check out this website here. Honestly, the views from the funicular were a little underwhelming, but it was still worth it for us because we wanted to save our legs for a hike later that afternoon. Once you get off the cable car, you'll see a restaurant and a viewing platform. This would be another great spot to eat if you're searching for lunch with a view. After that, you can freely explore the castle grounds. It was definitely giving Game of Thrones vibes. The main attraction, in my opinion, is the observation tower, where you'll get 360-degree panoramic views of the city and mountains beyond. Overall, the castle was a unique place to visit, and I would plan 1 to 2 hours to cover it. Number 5, Moenchsberg Trail. So this hike was by far my favorite thing we did in all of Salzburg. There's nothing I like more than a nice view, and this hike had several of them. Also, it's a family-friendly hike with little elevation gain, so anyone can do it, and overall, it's just a nice escape from the busy city streets. The main issue is that the path is a little confusing, but hopefully I can provide you some pointers. So you can use all trails to download the trail map, but it is listed as a loop and starts from the north end here. What we did instead was a point-to-point hike starting from the castle and then ended at the north end here. If you want to follow our exact route, then you can click on the map I created in the description below. And then once you get to the end, you can follow the river back to the city center. Here are some points of interest along the trail. Stadt am Essen and Trinken. It's a cafe we happened to stumble across. The view from the patio is gorgeous and is actually where I took the thumbnail for this video. Museum of Modern Art. We didn't do this, but if you're into modern art, then here you go. There's also an elevator here you can take down to the main street if you want to end your hike a little earlier. Here's a little clip of us getting lost and reaching a dead end.
No, are you serious? No, are you serious?
But the silver lining is we accidentally found one of the best views of the town, coordinates in the description. Overall, the hike was super picturesque, and it's my number 1 recommendation of things to do when visiting Salzburg. As you head back to the city center, you can walk along the Salzach River for yet another great view of Hohensalzburg Fortress. Number 6, try a Mozartkugel. If you've done any research so far in Salzburg, I'm sure you've heard about the Mozartkugel, a ball of dark chocolate filled with pistachio, marzipan, and nougat. Definitely worth trying at least once, but I didn't personally feel the need to buy a whole bucket or anything like that.
We're here in Salzburg and we're trying a Mozartkugel. Let's give it a shot. I think you'll like it. It's good.
You can find several shops that sell Mozartkugels on Getreidegasse, which is the main shopping street in the Aldstadt. Getreidegasse is also known for the house where Mozart was born, which has since been converted into a museum. But again, we didn't go because museums aren't our thing. Number 7, attend a Mozart concert. Rather than going to a Mozart museum, how about attending a Mozart concert? For this last activity of the day, you'll head back to Mirabell Gardens, which will be nice to see in different lighting. The concert venue is at Marble Hall of Mirabell Palace, which was very opulent, adorned with gold trimmings and statues about. Even if you're not into classical music like me, it was truly a special performance and the musicians are clearly impressive. Even though I was sitting in the back, the acoustics are amazing with the high ceilings, so there's no bad seat in my opinion. I don't want to play the exact audio recording because I don't want to spoil the experience, but if you do want to see this exact concert, which I highly recommend, then book your tickets with Get Your Guide by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking on the link in the description below. So that ends our day in Salzburg, and what a great way to kick off our 12-day road trip. I'm assuming that if you've made it this far that you enjoyed this video, so please give this video a like and consider subscribing as I will be detailing each day of our trip and it only gets better from here. In the next video, we head to the Salzkammergut region, which we explore a quaint town, enjoy a gorgeous ferry ride, and take Austria's steepest cog railway up to a mountain with incredible views. When it's ready, you can check out that video here. As always, happy travel planning and see you in the next adventure.